Well, thank you very much, Mr Deputy Speaker. And having been someone who lived in Charleville, St George, Moree, this is incredibly important that people clearly understand. You have your concerns about the water that comes out, but you've got to also have your concerns about what goes in. And as an unknown quantity of what this can do into the world's largest potable water resource, without the Great Artesian Basin, you basically have economic devastation of everywhere that relies on that water source. And you have the capacity to create a toxic plume. You have a capacity to change with carbon dioxide. You have a form of mild or carbolic acid that can be created. And we've got to be incredibly cautious about this. It's new technology that's been brought to the fore. It's basically untested and untried. And if we don't have a precautionary process now, you won't be able to unwind what happens next. It'll be too late. And we know that in so many of these areas, I remember, I'm sure the member from Marinara is aware, Link Energy, where they had a great idea to start burning coal underground for the creation of for commercial gases. It turned into a complete disaster. It turned into a thing that it infected and affected bores all around the areas and basically made the place, as far as the groundwater goes, a wasteland. We don't want to double up on that. Now, I acknowledge there is few times that we have points of agreement. I acknowledge that across the chamber and with the Teals and with the Greens, there are areas where generally you can pick it every day, that they'll be on different sides of the fence. But I ask you on this one to really consider this. I hear that people say it's a last-minute amendment. The member for Flynn has been working on this for months. I'd say for, I don't know, even for a year. He's been. No, you've got to actually follow the media. He's been in the media. He's been everywhere on this. He might have been in the media circles that you listen to, but he's certainly been in the media circles of Western Queensland and other areas. And that we need to pay respect for that. It's hard to break into Sydney media from Gladstone. But this is an incredibly poignant thing. And I rarely speak to amendments, but I'm speaking to this one today in the hope that at a stage that you consider exactly what you're doing. And it is going to look, being very polite, confusing that we have, and I know I warrant that you have great concerns about the water issues in one area, but this is exactly the same thing. It's a water issue. The only difference is the direction the water is going. We're not talking about taking water out. We're talking about putting water in. But there's no point if we foul the resource. It won't really matter what you do with the water, whether you take it out or not, because it'll be unusable. And there's a whole, also there's a sort of commercial nuance behind this. If you actually look to what Glencore can make out of this, they can make basically billions of dollars out of something that could be to the detriment and could cause the destruction of a large section of the Murray-Darling Basin. They get paid basically a credit for what they're going to be putting into the Great Artesian Basin. And I think that's a really neat trick by some big corporate minds and big corporate accountants to come up with this. But they've come up with this at the behest of a return and to the bereft of the people of Western Queensland, Western New South Wales, right down into sections of South Australia, Northern Territory. And just really think about this. Really think about it, because you're about to go on the record, and you don't want to be on the wrong side of history.